I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Hey, what's up guys, it's Laszlo here. So it's a well-known fact that I have a love-hate relationship with Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Many of you know how much I criticize the film, the CGI, the visual effects, the direction the movie took, how much plot point they smashed together. Now, I don't say it's a bad film, and I want to make this clear. I'm not saying that Rise of the Beasts is a bad film. It's far from a bad film. It could have been better, and today I have some new concept art from when the movie was actually called Transformers the Movie. It was meant to be a direct sequel to Bumblebee, so it was a Bumblebee 2 with the title Transformers the Movie. It was centered around Optimus and Bumblebee, and it didn't have the Terrorcons. It had some of the same designs, like for example Battletrap and Nightbird, but they were Decepticons. And I can prove this. If you look back at the box art render of Battletrap, you can actually see that they used the old CGI render, CGI model, and they forgot to replace the Decepticon insignia on his forehead with the Terrorcon one, so they forgot to update the model. But instead of Scourge, it had Megatron, and the plot was more simple than what we got with Rise of the Beasts. Now, I'm not saying that Rise of the Beasts had a bad plot, but I think it was a bit too much for a short film. It was shorter than the previous ones, I think. It was a bit longer or the same length as Bumblebee, but I mean, Bumblebee was just a solo film. It was a character origin story, so that can be understandable. Now, this film had a much simple story originally, and as I've mentioned before, it was titled Transformers the Movie. It took place right after Bumblebee in New York, mostly in New York, like 80 or 90% in New York. It was centered around Optimus and the Autobots trying to fit in the new planet they arrived on. This part was teased in the beginning of the film when Optimus didn't trust in Noah. But the original cast was mainly Optimus, Bumblebee, RC, Ratchet, Brawn, Ironhide, and now, thanks to this new concept art, we know that at least at one point it had Trailbreaker, Sideswipe, and the unknown grey or white Autobot. I assume it was Mirage or Jazz, I don't know. This was just a temp artwork. They usually do that when they don't know the final design of the character. And this concept art describes the final battle, which was taking place also in Peru. So that was still in the original script. But instead of the Maximals and Autobots teaming up, it was just Autobots versus the Decepticons for a unknown artifact. I don't know what that was. But instead of Scourge, they had Megatron, so that's why we got that CGI box art reveal. And it had the same characters like two main Terrorcons, which were Decepticons back when this was made. So they still had Nightbird and Battletrap, but they were Decepticons and not Terrorcons. And this concept art is actually making me a bit sad. Now, I already know that I'm going to get some comments below that, oh, I'm just hating on the movie, it was great, it was the best one, and I'm just hating on the film. It's not the case. Rise of the Beasts is a fine film. It's not a great one, but it's not a bad one. It's in between. It could have been better, and this concept art, in my opinion, describes what it should have been. A direct sequel to Bumblebee, a slow build-up to the new rebooted universe, and slowly building up to Unicron, and maybe having a Beast Wars spin-off, but it happened in the first film and it feels rushed. So yeah, now I can see many fans on Twitter talking about this art piece and agreeing with me for the first time actually, which is kinda odd, but yeah, it shows that many of you actually agree with me that they should have made the Bumblebee sequel and slowly build up this story so nothing gets rushed. They have time, just work it out and do it well, do it right, and they have nothing to worry about. So I just wanted to talk about this newly revealed concept art and more proof of what I knew before the film came out, that it was meant to be a much smaller film. I mean, you can see how many Autobots they have, but the story was more simple. Not just Maximus and then they have the Terracons and then Decepticons and Unicron and Dark Energon and you just get lost, and that's not good. The story should be simple and easy to follow. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it could have been better, and this concept art proves that it could have been much better, in my opinion. Now, you may not agree with me. Anyways, let me know your opinions down in the comment section below, and with that, stay safe, and I talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, scrap. This wasn't a smooth ride.